So if you guys hear some sharpening in the background, I am sharpening my wood panels, my wood shavers here. So I do want to make that clear. But I want to talk about, I think right now what we're about to see coming up soon in the next few months. So I want to say, let's see, August, September, in the next 4 months when it comes to GTA 6, right? I think we're going to see for the first time in history, right? With Rockstar within the last 30 to 25 years because before they really produced, the GTA series like crazy, they had other games in between that they did that really help them out first. A lot of people, I don't think know that, like they done like game show video games, things like a little bit of NASCAR, things like a little bit of a first person RPG type of sci-fi games, if you will. So they, there was the Midnight Club. So they had their hands in a lot back in the day. They even, at some point, were involved in a bit here and there with the Need for Speed Underground as well series. But, yes, you had, the GTA series, which really became their source of bread and butter. And they always had good sales. But I think right now what we're about to see is, yes, for the first time, we are going to see Rockstar with a GTA series not do so good. GTA 6 is confirmed on November 19th to not have a physical release date. You can purchase the box. You are going to get an empty box with your receipt with the code in it to download it, to show that you bought it, right? But you also got to have money in your account to rebuy it, to download it there too. So you're purchasing it twice digital. I don't think people really understood me with that one. You're going to be purchasing it twice. Twice, right? Twice. I don't think anybody wants to purchase a game twice. Because there were times in the past, I remember certain things where, let's say you go and you purchase something in store, you got to have your promo code, right? So you got your promo code, you got your download code. And then you got to make sure, then when you get home, you're thinking, okay, I bought it, I got the promo code, I can download it, put my code in. But then, oh, wait, we see that you have your code to download, but you also need to buy it again to the system platform that you have it on, and then put your code in. And I don't think nobody's going to want to do that because you're spending between $100 to $170 for this game digitally. So nobody's going to want to spend, let's see, let's say if you want the full, let's say if you only spend like 100 for the basic, you're spending $200 in total for something twice. And then let's say if you want the full package, so you're looking at 170 plus 170, so that's 200, see 7 plus 7 is what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you're looking at, see, 14 plus, see, you're probably looking around 300 and around $315 in total. Nobody's going to want to do that. Nobody's going to want to do that. Nobody's going to want to do that. Now, because of this, and because of so much of the backlash right now, they're going to re-release GTA 6 properly in December for a physical release. Yes, physical release in December for GTA 6. And I think that's when the sales for it are going to skyrocket even more because that's what people want. Nobody's going to want to spend, you know, $200 or $315, you know, twice or in total, I should say, for digitally. Because, oh, like I said, you got your download code, but you have an empty box. Okay. But now I need to go and, you know, download it, but to buy it again, put the code in. You know, that's, no. No, I think when people are going to realize that, because right now the pre-orders for this are low, and they are not high up. They are very low. And it's going to be a very poor performance sale for a very promising game come November 19th. I hope people are really understanding what I'm saying here. I really hope so, because think about it. You go and you pre-order it for, let's say, 100 or 170, right? You go to GameStop because you're going to need that code for it. You're going to be spending another $100 to another $170 for a piece of paper for an empty box. That means you just pretty much bought something slash download slash rent twice, which means you just spent, like I said, if you got the basic, you pretty much spent in total 200. If you got the deluxe, you pretty much spent, let's be honest, $315 for something that will probably get took down on a digital platform, maybe, until December comes around and then that physical comes out. Because of what Rockstar wants to do, and it may, and I don't really want to blame Rockstar for this. Sony is pretty much twisting Rockstar's hands behind their back, because I understand Sony is the main people when it comes to producing physical media. Physical media. There are other companies out there. I don't think Sony really wants to lose Rockstar as a, you know, friendship, partnership business, because they know a lot of people buy their GTA the series. So I can't really blame Rockstar. But Rockstar, you know, they could have said, no, we're not going to be doing this. We want to pull out from this partnership now. Pay the money that they need to pay to end it, and say we're going to go with another distributor when it comes to physical sales. Now, granted, you could say, well, Sony may have the leverage because of them producing PlayStation, but, you know, you don't want to produce physical stuff anymore either. So, you know, you're pretty much are forcing other companies to want to stick with you. But because of there not going to be a physical release for GTA 6 coming November 19th, and nobody's going to feel like paying, right? Nobody's going to feel like paying, you know, money twice for something like that come that day. You know, from like now leading up till that day is when we're going to see the lowest sales for it. We're going to see the lowest sales for a GTA game until December. Until it gets a physical release in December. Which is crazy to think about. I feel like they should have waited specifically for December to roll around for the release of this game, because that way everybody would have had something to definitely look forward to for the holiday seasons when it comes to physical drops. So I'm going to save my $100 come November 19th, right? And wait for December for that announcement when they say, hey, here's the physical release for GTA 6, December, whatever, whatever, right? And let's say you're probably looking around almost close to that Christmas release, around that Christmas time. So I think everybody is going to be at their local GameStops. Everybody's going to be at their local Walmarts to go cop that. And that's when we're going to definitely see, the physical sales for that go up the roof. Because right now, again, if you take a look at those pre-order sales, they're low. They're low. And they're going to be even more low digital sales come the 19th when, why ain't nobody buying it digitally? Ain't nobody going to want to fucking spend, like I said, another $100, another $175. Like I said, in total, you probably spend for your, the basic package, $200, the deluxe package for $315. No, nobody wants to do that. People want physical. And I think with these sales and everybody saying, look, we want our physicals, we're not going to do this. I think they're going to learn a valuable lesson come that so-called release date for digital. And they're going to see how bad the sales are, and it's going to be the first promising GTA game in over a decade, plus some, to have low sales until December comes. And I think when that December release comes, like I said, if I were to make a prediction, it's going to be almost around Christmas time. They're going to see the sales for that skyrocket, and they're going to be like, hey guys, we learned our lesson. We're going to continue physical disc. We saw, like they're going to have no choice but to put out the true statement. Like, we saw how bad the digital sales were November 19th, but we saw how big the physical sales were December 19th to December 20th, right? Just to stay like that. We saw how big they were with the physicals, let's say December 20th, right? Oh man, it raked in billions of dollars. So we are going to be continuing to do physical sales. We saw this, right? So I know I keep saying Rockstar, but I mean Sony. And I don't have this scripted really planned out with this conversation, but Sony's going to see a decrease come, like I said, November 19th with digital sales. But then they're going to see a huge increase, let's say December 20th, when it releases on physical. And that's when they're going to put out their statement. Now, Rockstar's going to have to put it out too. With that apology, say, hey, we saw the differences. We're going to continue physical sales. After we're going to retract our statement. That was wrong of us. We saw how poorly it did digitally, but we saw how well it did physically, and so we're going to continue physicals from here on out. That's what people want. It's about ownership. It's about being able for people to be able to enjoy your product without having to worry about a company going in to people's accounts and removing games, right? This company, they're going to want to make money to keep those doors open, right? To keep employees, so the employees can keep a roof over their head and feed their families. Because without those physical sales, right, guess what? Them doors close. Bankruptcy. The losing of rights. Employees leave and employees have to go get another job or work for the competition. It's as simple as that. It is. Not to mention, they're going to lose partnership deals with a lot of people. Domino's already made that clear. That's why Domino's was throwing shade towards them. A lot of Domino's employees are PlayStation players. A lot of them buy physicals. That's why when there's a big game that comes out, that's why they do this special partnership offer deal purchase with pizza or wings or what have you, when it comes to that. You don't want to lose one of your biggest food vendors. You really don't. You really just do not want to lose that. You don't want to lose that. Trust me, you really don't. And already when I made that video, with I forget the title of it, talking about physical media that I did like a week ago or so, maybe a few days ago, I did predict a lot of other things that are coming to pass. People are not going to want to spend more money for something digitally. The sales for that are going to be bad. They're going to be low. Partnerships and stuff are going to be dropping. I wouldn't be surprised right now if the employees over there, you know, the real people who develop stuff around there, I wouldn't be surprised if they're already, having that backup plan. Like, yeah, I'm going to start looking elsewhere right now, or talking to the competition for work, because I need to be able to have some money coming in. I need to be able to get them bills paid. I need to be able to put food on the table. I need to be able to keep a roof over my family's head, my head. I need to be able to make sure I have this car note paid, you know. But that's what happens to so many companies when they start getting, so selfish and greedy, right? That's what happens when they start getting so selfish, so greedy. And over the years, when they keep changing executives, is that people start leaving. People start leaving. When people start leaving, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. When people start to leave. Because after that, that's it. That's it. But I think, for the first time in history, we're going to see low sales for a GTA game. And it's going to be GTA 6 because of it being put out digitally first before physical, which will be in December. I know what you guys think.